Chapter 975. Alex had never been a good person anyway. He would only try to save someone if he pitied them. However, the premise was that the other party should be able to differentiate between the good and bad. However, if the other party did not know what was good for himself, then he would not allow himself to be snubbed despite his good intentions. Since some people were so stubborn, then it would be best for them to experience misfortune for themselves. Anyway, they had made the decision on their own and they would not be able to push the blame on anyone else for their misfortunes in the future. Therefore, Alex deliberately changed the topic. At this time, he immediately said, "If you want to talk about making money, then I think that you should go back and talk about it in private. The reason why we're here today is because we want to treat Mrs. Brown to dinner. We haven't even ordered any food after sitting here for so long." Ian immediately smiled as he said, Come. Let's hand the menu over to Mrs. Brown so she can order some dishes that she likes." Mrs. Brown hurriedly waved her hands before she said, "No need. No need. I've never been to such a good place before, so I don't know what dishes to order here anyway. You young people should order the dishes instead." Ian took the menu in his hand before he smiled and said, "I'll order the dishes then." After that, he called the waiter to come over immediately before he said, "Come. I want to place our order now." The waiter came over immediately. After that, Ian quickly ordered the dishes. He was very scheming at this time and he only ordered all of the expensive dishes. The first dish that he ordered was a premium abalone for everyone. This dish alone had cost $1,888 per person. When Hilton caught a glimpse of the menu, he could not help but exclaim out loud, "Oh, Brother Ian. This dish is just too expensive. This dish alone would end up costing more than $20,000. We can't afford this." Ian proposed that he would be paying half of the bill for the dinner tonight. After that, everyone else would still have to split and pay for the remaining half of the bill for the dinner. In other words, everyone would still have to pay for the dinner tonight even though it would be slightly cheaper. However, this meal would be too expensive. Even if Ian offered to pay half of the bill for the dinner tonight, the remaining half of the bill would be very burdensome for everyone else. Ian looked at Hilton with a look of disgust before he said, "It's no wonder why your future mother-in-law insists on getting a high dowry. Just look at the expression on your face now. You're already this frightened when we are simply having a meal together. Your mother-in-law must be asking for a high dowry so her daughter wouldn't suffer any grievances in the future. What if you were actually having dinner with your future mother-in-law tonight? What would people think of you if you're so scared to even order any dishes at all?" Hilton looked a little embarrassed and depressed as he said, "Brother Ian, I don't have as much money as you do. To be honest, in an effort to save money, I'm only spending about $100 on my living expenses every week. I would only drink cold water and eat some steamed buns in the company dormitory every day. I can't even bear to spend any extra money to buy an electric kettle." Ian replied coldly, "It's no wonder why you're still so poor. How can you possibly make any money with your kind of mentality and consumption philosophy? Who would ever be poorer than you?" After pausing for a moment, Ian said again, "What is money anyway? You have to spend the money for it to be called money. What is money if it isn't spent? It's only paper in the wallet and a series of numbers in the bank account. Besides that, I've already agreed to help you to make some money. If you can't even afford to pay for this meal today, then I am really sorry, but I don't want you as my friend." When Hilton heard this, he quickly kept his mouth shut. He has already regarded Ian as his benefactor and he would not want to disobey him in any way. Otherwise, there would be no hope for him in this life anymore. The other people also felt that Ian was being too extravagant when he was ordering the dishes. However, after listening to him scolding Hilton, everyone felt too embarrassed to say anything anymore. After all, Ian was going to pay for half of the bill for dinner tonight. After that, they would be splitting the remaining half of the bill among so many of them. If they said that they could not afford it, they would not be able to save their own faces at all. At this time, Ian said to the waiter, "Bring us a lobster that is about 5 catties." The waiter nodded before he said, "Sir, our premium lobsters cost $688 per catty. Is that okay?"